This is the brown house that we lived in along the Trans-Canada Highway where the gas station is now located.
Yeah.
And this is right before we start doing the business, moving land and changing the landscape here on the property. It showed in the very beginning there a survey stake. This land got surveyed and it created Lot 8. The family also initiated and established a business, a corporation called Ska-Hiish Holdings Limited.
Yeah.
And our family became shareholders to that company, and I even have shares in that company, 5 shares. They're non-voting shares, but I do own shares in the Ska-Hiish Holdings Company. And so this was the fall right before they burnt the brown house down, and so in the winter, here it is, they took the time to, as a family, to document this. And this is them burning the old brown house. We call it the old brown house. And yeah, it's a part of the Manuel family, and the Manuel family home on Neskonlith Indian Reserve number 2. Here's my dad and my uncle, family members in there, torching the house, making way for business on our poverty-stricken Indian Reserve. So here, this is actually quite empowering seeing this, even though it is our family home. It's very empowering watching it go up in a prayer. And this went down, and we were able to build a business along the Trans-Canada Highway and access the customers and bring them onto the reserve. Trans-Canada Highway right-of-ways in our property became very, very valuable once the gas station was established. So here's some, looks like some local, oh, here's my mom, my younger sister, Anita Rose, and Ska-Hiish. And so that's what the company was named after, was my younger brother, Ska-Hiish, which means grizzly bear in our language. That's our old red and white van, my mom and dad. There's Ska-Hiish right there, right along the Ska-Hiish Holdings property. There's Nikki, Mandy, Neski, Ska-Hiish, and Anita Rose, Arthur and Beverly's family. So they had to do a lot to move the land, and they brought in a lot of infrastructure to build the land up there. It was properly surveyed, and of course they needed the water line. That's the water line. People were using it as a road. It's a water line. There it is. There's Neski and Ska-Hiish on those trees that fell, making the water line. So here you can see. This was a very, very, very empowering time for our family, Arthur and Beverly's family. There's Robert Manuel, my uncle, with Keith Beppel, and my dad. There's the Trans-Canada Highway in the background there, and they're putting the water line in. So there wasn't a water line before the gas station, but that's a part of the infrastructure for the gas station. And loans were received by my mom and dad to put in the water line. They paid for that. Here's the foundation for the gas station building, for the convenience store. Here they are pouring the cement for the foundation. Foundation going in. There's Pat Wallace, that was the trainer for the management and the staff there at the gas station. Like I said, this was a really empowering time for our family. There's some guys putting up the frame for the gas station and convenience store. There's my dad. Like I said, it's a very proud moment. There's Ska-Hiish Manuel and Anita Rose Manuel there in the gas station. And there's my dad, Arthur Manuel, with Anita Rose Manuel and Ska-Hiish Manuel. There they are. They poured the foundation for the inside of the gas station. The roofing is going up. And here's for the pump islands for the gas tanks. This is the construction of Arthur and Beverly's business along the Trans-Canada Highway. It was established under a family company called the Ska-Hiish Holdings Limited. Here's the tanks going in. Like I said, this was a proud moment for us as a family, and we're still we gained a lot from this. We gained a lot of wealth. We've gained a lot of wealth of knowledge and business skills and how to establish and run an on-reserve gas station with tax exemption. My family was successful. My mom and dad were successful in winning against the branding that the provincial government was doing against the status cigarettes.
Yeah. That's awesome.
My dad made sure that when this gas station was constructed, the canopy would be large enough for the trucks to go under. Yeah, the construction of Arthur and Beverly's gas station, they ran along the Trans-Canada Highway. This is a very valuable piece of property and a family business where there's years of sweat equity put into just even the idea, even to get to this point. The heartbreak, the pain, the tears, that even to get to this point as Indigenous, as Secwepemc entrepreneurs, was painful enough. You know, my mom, she put in a lot of sweat equity. This was her baby. You could see in the photos, she just had Anita Rosie, and then the gas station was born. So in a lot of ways, Anita Rosie and the gas station, they grew up as siblings, and she had to share her mom with the gas station.
Yeah.
So there was a lot, like years and years of sweat equity from Beverly and Arthur Manuel in this gas station. They did not get paid in cash dollars for every hour they put in here. It's not like what people think. When you're building and establishing a business, it's a long time to get to the point where traffic is entering your right-of-ways at all times, and it's thanks to Beverly Manuel that those right-of-ways, and Arthur Manuel, that those right-of-ways even have value today.
Yeah. Kept it open, like I said. Who kept it open during the winter time?
So you see the interior of the gas station, all the trimmings, the shelving, the cabinetry, that's all going in right here. Here's the sidewalk on the outside. It's stamped with 1988. If you go to the gas station and on our property, you'll see it's stamped with 1988. So here they're filling in under the canopy. There's my mom with her sister, and there's Ska-Hiish looking at his mom, Beverly, very proudly. There's also Arthur and Beverly with their children. It was a daily occurrence during construction to go after the men left the work site to go to the work site and check everything out. So we frequented the construction on a daily basis as a family. Here's Galaxy signs from Burnaby, BC, putting in the Texaco sign. Originally we were a Texaco until Texaco bought out, Texaco was bought out. Here you see free screwdriver for every 25 liters. See, we had promotions going and we were 24/7. Open 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. That's how we initiated the opening, and it stayed that way for several years. 24 hours, gas station. So we had local people working as you might remember. You might have even worked at the gas station if you're local, because we have had a lot of employees that went through the gas station, trained them up for all your jobs up and down this valley. Like I said, it was full serve, so you got your oil changed, you got your gas pumped, and even got your windows washed. Ska-Hiish Holdings Limited with the grizzly bear paw right there. That was one of the legal advisors that was a lot of help for establishing the gas station. There's my dad in front of the sign there. The grizzly bear logo, Ska-Hiish logo. Here's the grand opening. Very, 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 very proud day for our family. There's Senator Len Marchand cutting the ribbon for our grand opening, 1988. Woohoo! Yeah, our family's proud of our Ska-Hiish Holdings Limited and our Ska-Hiish Texaco, then later Ska-Hiish ESSO.